I'm Natalie Herbick. Hey, March is Frozen Food Month, and we are celebrating with meals that you can prepare in advance and freeze until you need them. Judy Strauss is from the Charmed Kitchen. We ask her to do one thing, and she brings a million things. So you have several different items you brought that I think most people might not realize you can freeze, put away.
I think so.
Pull out again.
And why not? It's nice if you can get some meals done ahead. You know what's going in it, and then when you don't have time, you can just run and grab and get them.
Oh yeah, busy parents, you know, they've got a lot going on.
That's right.
Easy. When you have the time, get a bunch done. Throw it in the freezer and you're good to go. So what did you bring for us today?
I wanted to show you a kind of a version of a calzone. When I think of calzone, I think more Italian stuff, but you can fill them with all kinds of things. So the one we're doing today, this is just a rye-based dough, and it's a yeast dough. And then to make it, we're going to do a corned beef one. I thought with St. Patrick's Day coming up, it'd be fun to do corned beef. So a little bit of Thousand Island dressing, and this is homemade.
Let me guess. I was going to say, let me guess, you made it on your own. It's homemade.
You know what? The recipe, all the recipes are going to be on the website, but it's equal parts mayonnaise, ketchup, and sweet pickle relish.
That's it?
That's it. So you can make your own. Some people add a little capers or a little mustard, some Swiss cheese, and then a little bit of corned beef. Just like that, real quick. And then we're just going to wet the edge a little bit.
Just a little water?
A little water. Some people use egg, but water's fine. And then with any luck at all, we'll get it folded over. There we go. Well, you know. And then,
with your luck, you will. You always get things done the right way.
Get it folded over. But then to give it a nicer edge, you just give it a little brush, and you'll see sometimes something leaks, but this sort of secures it. You just gently roll it and pinch as you go, and it gives it a nice finished edge.
Do you have the recipe on for that dough that you've created there too? Okay.
We have a recipe on for 3 different doughs, for a rye dough, for a white dough, and for a whole wheat dough. And then the filling selections, you can go crazy. You can put all kinds of things. This again is a corned beef and Swiss. You can freeze it this way. I prefer to let them rise, bake them, and then freeze them already baked.
Okay, so once it's already
cooked, then when it's equivalent, it's much better than the little frozen sandwich things you can buy. We won't say the name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Way better.
Yeah, way better.
It's going to taste scrumptious.
And then these can be, when they're baked, you can take them out of the freezer, and you can put them either in the microwave to heat them up, or you can bake them up in a conventional oven.
So simple.
So simple.
And that was really simple to make.
That was really simple to make.
I mean, after you make the dough, probably.
Well, the dough it's not that hard to make. You can do it, I know you could. And then again, you can do all kinds of fillings. We have some different ones today. We've got some filled with spinach and artichoke.
That's what you have up here?
Yes, spinach and artichoke. We've got some with ham and cheese, and that's the white flour. You can see the difference, the white dough, and then the one behind, that's what this one will look like when it's all finished. But there's other things you can freeze. One of my favorite things to freeze are breakfast foods, because that's when people have so little time.
Exactly. Like what?
Waffles.
Waffles.
Why not? You know, I tell people all the time that, can I freeze this? Can I freeze that? And I said, go in the freezer section. If they can freeze it, you can freeze it. So those are chocolate waffles, and you can lay them on a baking sheet and pre-freeze them, and then stick them in little baggies or Ziploc bags with waffles, put them right in. You can do pancakes, French toast. All those things can be pre-frozen, so when you're ready to use them, take them out, pop them in the toaster, and you can make your favorite family recipes that way.
That's awesome.
Isn't that fun?
What about some fruit? I mean, I see grapes, which that's one thing I think people love to eat is frozen grapes.
Oh, I love it. I love it. One of my favorites. And sometimes, you know, you go to the store, you buy grapes, it's more than you can use fresh. Wash them, stem them, throw them in the freezer, and they're ready whenever you want them.
You bring up a good point too, because you know when you're going shopping to the grocery store, a lot of the times I don't like to buy a lot because I think it's all going to go to waste. But if you think about foods that you can freeze and then use later, it's not going to go to waste.
One of my favorite ones, and people go crazy all the time, are avocados. People don't know they can freeze avocados.
I wouldn't have thought you could freeze an avocado.
And avocados are like one of my favorite things to eat, but they're also horrible in terms of timing them. You want guacamole for that party on Saturday, and they're either ripe 3 days ahead or hard as a rock the morning of the party. Buy them. When they're ripe, you just cut them open, take out the pit, scoop out the flesh, little drizzle of lemon juice so that it won't that won't discolor, Ziploc freezer bag, and you're good to go.
Because that's another big thing with those. You're right, they discolor. So once you've cut it, normally it's like by the next day,
or you get
yucky looking.
You buy a bunch because they're on sale and they're all hard as a rock, and then 3 days later they're all ready to go. And you can only eat so many avocados at a time.
Yeah,
so that's one of the things that you can save.
And then of course we have dessert.
We have dessert for cookies. If you don't want to do a whole batch of cookies, or you can sit there, make the batch, roll them up like this, put them in the freezer this way.
This wouldn't make it to the freezer. You know why? I'll show you why.
Because somebody. Well, assuming some of them make it to the freezer, you freeze them, and then once they're frozen, they're put them in a Ziploc bag, and you're good to go.
Yours,
that is a homemade recipe. Yeah,
I can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. And other things I like to do are soups. This is a pureed vegetable soup, and you know, if you make a vegetable soup, sometimes by the time you freeze it and reheat it, and the vegetables are starting to get mushy. But if you puree it all up, it's nice, it's great, it's an easy lunch to take along. It's basically a whole bowl full of vegetables. And heat it and just drink it out of a mug if you want.
General rule of thumb for you, what are the good foods? What types of things are best to be frozen? You
know, almost anything. The sort of general rule of vegetables is if it's something that you wouldn't eat cooked, you probably wouldn't freeze it. Like lettuce, radishes, you know, there's some things that don't freeze well. And very, very salty foods tend not to freeze well because salt is what we use to melt ice.
Okay, good point.
So some of that stuff doesn't freeze as well. But other than that, you know, have some fun with it. There's lots of fruits and vegetables out there that can be frozen, and you don't have to waste them so much.
And on top of this, if you haven't learned enough already, this one actually teaches classes.
I do.
You can take her classes. You have an event coming up too.
I've got a mini camp going on, a cooking camp with kids starting the day after Easter in Mentor.
Never too young to start them
Never.
cooking, right?
Oh, they're so cute.
And residents there, $14 per class, and non-residents, $17 per class. Not bad.
Yeah. We've got the information for everyone, and we've got all these recipes and a lot more recipes for you on the website.
What you learn is priceless, I'm telling you.
That's right.
That dollar amount does not matter. Thanks, Judy, so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure having you on the show.
I always have a good time. You guys are great.
We love you.